What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I'm here today to do another Reviews in a Nutshell segment. Basically, I'm going to be running down some 2013 album titles that I wouldn't have had the time to make full-on album reviews for, but I just wanted to get these albums out there and bring them to your attention and let you know what I think of them. The first album I'm going to be talking to you about is the new album from Rings of Saturn entitled Dingir. This is released on Unique Leader Records. At first, I thought this was a band that I absolutely wouldn't like, but until I heard Embryonic Anomaly, I absolutely fell in love with this band's style and just crazy atmospheres and everything about it. They play a very unique style of metal known as alien core, basically taking elements of technical death metal with some deathcore elements, a very crazy and unique kind of style with an almost celestial, spacey kind of vibe. There were a couple of setbacks, legal issues, band member changes. This band's gone through a lot as of lately, but all that aside, we have their brand new full-length entitled Dingir. It's 10 tracks, and it runs around 41 minutes in length. And after giving this album a few listens, because I'm aware that this album is streaming on YouTube and there was a digital download of it, I decided to wait until I got the physical full-length copy to let it fully sink in and appreciate it just a little more. And this album can be a little bit on the tiring side at first, but once I gave it a few more listens, I appreciated what was being done here. I think this is some absolutely crazy stuff. I dig the musicianship and the artistry here. It is a little on the over-the-top kind of side, but I think that's the kind of approach that Rings of Saturn know how to do, and they deliver it very well here. I dig the guitar work. The guitar work is just very sizzling. I love the riffs. I love the solo work, and the crazy technicality that follows with it, like on the opening track, Objective to Harvest. I really digged the guitar work going on that song, and on the track Hyperforms. Just some really crazy, over-the-top kind of stuff. Bass work is good. The drums are pretty good too. I do think there are times where the drums seem a little bit unnatural at times, but for what is being done here, I think it's played really well. And the vocals are pretty damn solid. I love this new singer's growls. Very powerful. I love his highs even more. Just the way he delivers the lyrics, it's just done very respectfully and tastefully. I dig it a lot. The lyrics are entertaining as well. So overall, I don't know how to compare this album to the first album. I don't know if I like it more than Embryonic Anomaly, but I still think this is a very entertaining listen. This is a very good band in my opinion, and I think and hope they'll get better with time. They still have a lot of ground to cover, and I think hopefully they'll get better with time. So if you like Rings of Saturn, definitely check it out and support them if you dig it. As far as the score goes, for the time being, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. This is a solid, worthy effort to Embryonic Anomaly, but I don't know. I do think it's flawed in some places, but I respect it for what it is. The next album on my on this video is the new Blockheads album, The World Is Dead. This is released on Relapse Records. If you're not too familiar with Blockheads, they're based out of France, and they play a very political, social-minded style of grindcore. These guys have been around for almost 20-plus years, very much important in the grindcore underground. They've done a lot of EPs, splits, full-lengths. I'm familiar with this band's splits with Mumakil. Very good stuff. And now we have their 5th full-length. It's 25 tracks, and it runs around 39 minutes in length. And, yeah, I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way and say that I think this is way too long for a grindcore record. But beneath the album length, you're going to get some absolutely crushing grindcore. I mean, just the way the vocals are delivered, just this almost frantic, chaotic vibe with the vocals. They sound really crazy and over the top. The way the drums sound, the drums have a very natural vibe and flow to them. I really dig the way the drums are on this record. The guitar and bass work is just absolutely ripping. I dig it a lot. It's just very, very heavy. Yeah, like I said, I wish this album would have been trimmed just a little bit, but with what you get with this album, it's some very, very awesome grindcore, very if you're into stuff like Nasm or Napalm Death or Brutal Truth even, you'll appreciate what Blockheads have to offer. I mean, tracks like the opening track, De-Individualized, Final Arise, the title track, Human Oil, Crisis is Killing the Weak. Some really intelligent songwriting and lyric writing going on here. But I think it's a very solid piece of grindcore for 2013. And if I had to give it a score, I'm going to give it a really strong 8 out of 10. Really solid grindcore from a very respected French grindcore band. So support Blockheads. The next album I'm going to be talking to you about is, excuse me, it's not an album, but it's an EP. It's the debut EP from the band Seminal Embalment entitled Stacked and Sodomized. This is released on New Standard Elite. If you're not familiar with this band, they're based out of Adelaide, Australia, and they play a very crushing, heavy style of brutal death metal. I can almost sense a Gorgasm influence with this band. It's only 4 tracks, and it runs around 11 minutes in length, but honestly, if you can look past the short length, you'll find some very, very impressive brutal death metal to be heard here. If this EP is an example of what we can expect in the future from Seminal Embalment, we're going to get another great brutal death metal band in the future to come. I really dig what's going on with this EP. I dig the riffs, the way the guitars are structured. It's very punishing, very powerful. I dig the way the bass sounds too. The drums have a really good, solid, natural quality to them. I really appreciate what's being done with the drum work. I think this is a very well mixed and well produced EP, and the vocals are guttural, nasty, and disgusting. I love that about this EP. So if you're into Gorgasm or Deeds of Flesh or any kind of brutal death metal, Seminal Embalment is the band for you to check out. This is very impressive stuff. And as far as the score for this EP is concerned, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really solid brutal death metal from Australia, and hopefully more great stuff will be soon to come from this band, so support Seminal Embalment. And the last album I'm going to talk about in this video is the new album from the band Denouncement Pyre, entitled Almighty Arcanum. This is released on Hell's Headbangers Records. They're based out of Melbourne, Australia, and they play a very crushing blending of death metal and black metal. I mean, if you think of bands like Watain or Destroyer 666, this is definitely the kind of style that Denouncement Pyre do. This is the follow-up to their 2010 album, World Cremation. I thought that album was really solid. But with this album, Almighty Arcanum, they seem to delve more into black metal territories with the way some of the riffs are, just the way some of the leads and tremolos sound. I think it's really sick. I really dig the musical structuring that's going on with this album. It's natural, it's punishing, it's heavy, it's destructive, and definitely there is a lot to enjoy about this album. Just the guitar riffs, the lyrics, the drum work. The drums have a really good solid beat and pace to them. The bass is solid, and the vocals have this almost emotional kind of rasp to them. I really dig the kind of vocal style that's going on here. I mean, with tracks like An Extension of the Void, the title track, The Deceiver, and Circle of Serpents, this is a really awesome piece of black and death metal. Denouncement Pyre have done it again, and they deliver another great piece of black and death metal for 2013. If I had to give this album a score, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10 as well. This is some really awesome stuff, and definitely we'll see what happens with Denouncement Pyre. This is some really good stuff. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to where you can stream and listen to some of these bands. There are YouTube links, Bandcamp links, and whatever else I can find. I'll put it down there in the description for you to check out. So that's what I think of all those releases. Let me know if you've heard them. Let me know what you think of them. So I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Armijo out.